Good afternoon and welcome to the AFL Queensland coverage of the QFA Division 2 South Grand Final. It's the Bond University Bull Sharks taking on the Burleigh Bombers. My name's Jeff Newman. I'm joined by Chris Yindy, and what a day it is on the Gold Coast.
Oh, it doesn't get much better than this. Mercury's in the high 20s, and we're going to see some incredible football out here today. Blustery conditions will flood the ground, but that's just part of the spectacle.
It's quite an atmosphere here today, 360 degrees. Just had the reserve grade final. The hill's packed. We're ready to go. We've just had the teams run out onto the field, but let's talk about the Burleigh Bombers to start with, Yindy. And they've had an interesting, they've had a dominant final series and one that's right on top with an 89-point win over Carrara, and then they got over the top of Cooley by 58 points. But let's go into them a little bit deeper.
Yeah, well, all eyes are going to be smack bang on the captain, on Regan Salter. 34 goals this year. Is a superstar in the midfield. The player for me to watch who's definitely been in red hot form is Billy Howard. He's kicked 15 goals for this season, Jeff, but he's kicked 9 in the last 2 weeks, bags of 5 and 4. So you want to get it to the man in the number 5. He's running with tremendous confidence at the moment. Centre half forward, we've got Kai Bishop, and the beauty about this Burleigh side is that they've been able to get a lot of goals through their midfield. So they've got four of their top 5 goal kickers have played key roles through the midfield, and that's going to be very important for them.
I'm really looking forward to their skipper having a cracker of a game. He's had what a season for Salter, and that's Regan Salter I'm talking about for the Bombers. 34 goals, 12 times in the best, one of their most consistent, and it's probably a player for my liking that the Bull Sharks are going to need to watch very closely. But while we talk about the Bull Sharks, nice little segue. Let's look at the they finished 9-2 with the 5 draws with the COVID lockdown. But what do you got on them, Yindy?
Yeah, no, Daniel Goodwin, forward pocket, superstar player. He's able to kick 33 goals this year. Matty Smith has been sensational at half forward. So we're looking for some of their smaller, more agile players to be more dominant through the midfield. But I think eyes going to be firmly on Wyatt Bacon, their captain, at full back. He's got a massive role today where he'll probably be playing on Billy Howard. So we're going to be looking out for Wyatt in the number 5 Guernsey. And you do a comparison, I guess, with the frequency of scoring this year. They're 100 points or more. The Bull Sharks have done it on 4 occasions. Burleigh have done it on 7 occasions, including a run of 4 in as many weeks. But especially when we sort of talk heads to heads, I mean, there's very little separating these two sides at the end of the day, is there?
It's it's set up. It's the 2 best teams of the season.
Yeah,
they've gone 1-1 as we said for the year going by. It all comes down to grand final day, and I'm pretty excited. If I talk about the Bull Sharks, I'm Goodburn is one of the ones that we've talked about, but I want to see what Wells and Holman can bring. Last time these 2 teams met, Holman was fantastic and a bit of a key, and to be consistent as well throughout, Yindy. It's not just a big day for the players; it's also a big day for the officials, the umpires out in middle, and they're wearing the lime green. And Yindy, who's the lucky umpires that have been appointed to the QFA Division 2 South Grand Final?
Well, look, firstly, mate, I'm not going to lie. I am very biased to a particular team today. I'm wearing my umpire's colours. I'm getting right behind the other team out there, and I'm very pumped for what this group has been able to achieve this year. But in the field today, we've got Mark Vuk, Callum Henderson and Andy Biggins. On the boundary, we've got Nick Brabazon and Braden Miles. Behind the goals, we've got Tony Brown and Keith Amos. So congratulations to these umpires today. And I guess one of the other key highlights to note as well is that these are the best umpires for this division across that region. So we don't have we don't see the top level umpires who sort of filter down. This group here has been the best at senior level across this particular competition all year. So what that also says is the tremendous depth of umpires across the region as well. We've got 450 of the sign up this year, and to be able to have these great performers out here, it's a testament to what they've been able to do in season 2021.
It's a big congratulations to those umpires. As everyone will start to make their way in for the pre-game ceremony. It's a beautiful Sunday afternoon on the Gold Coast. It's 26 degrees at the moment. We've got a bit of a northerly pushing through, so it's quite the wind at the moment. Gusts up to around 40-45 kilometres an hour. But beautiful. You got the Surfers Paradise skyline in the distance. It was a big game before. The Burleigh Bombers got the points in the reserves, and you could see when the Bombers ran pan out before, they're up and about because their reserves just won a flag. So you can see as they're on the screens there, they're ready to come on in. The Bull Sharks are just about ready to do battle. And Yindi, as I like to do on grand final day, who's your pick and why?
Because of the conditions, I'm going to tip lower scoring. And these two are they're not the top scoring sides of the competition. So I'm going to expect the scoring to be a little bit lower, which will probably suit Bond University more, and that will influence my tips. They've been the lowest scoring of the two across the year, so if we're going to see a tight scrap, that's where my tip will go.
We're just going to go over for the pre-game ceremony.
For today's 2021 QFA Division 2 South Seniors Grand Final between the Burleigh Bombers and the Bond University Bull Sharks. AFL Queensland invite all spectators to be upstanding and join our players, umpires and match officials for the singing of the Australian National Anthem.
Australians, let us rejoice, for we are one and free. With golden soil and wealth much wide, the home is God by sea. Our land abounds in nature's gifts, all beauty rich and rare. In history's page, let every stage unfolds Australian fair. In joyful strains that let us sing, unfolds Australian fair.
Spine tingling. Ready to go. Two best teams from the QFA Division 2 South competition for this year. And Yindi, if I was to pick a winner here, I want it to go down to After the Siren. I want an absolute classic in this one. But I'm just having a look at the way that Burleigh have come into this through their final series. They've dominated. You know, it's an average of about 70 points that they've won by through the final series. While though the Bull Sharks have been tested,
They
throughout.
certainly have.
So it'll be one that. Look, it could be anyone's game. Will it be Salter that gets on top for the Bombers, or would it be a good burn? It might be a goal shootout between those two.
Well, as we've seen in the opening two games, so a reminder of the Colts grand final results as well. Cooperoo 10-9-69 defeated Western Districts 2-1-13. What we saw in the previous game as well is that it doesn't matter which end you're kicking to. If you're the informed team, you can kick goals at both ends of the ground. So if you are kicking to the left of your screen, we're seeing that wind, sort of push the ball to the far side. So you're probably going to be aiming for that left-hand goal post and watching it curl through. But from what we saw in the last game as well, is players have had no trouble adapting to the wind conditions.
Yeah, and this is the very best out there. The Burleigh Bombers have won the toss. They're going to kick to the right of screen, with the Bull Sharks going against that northerly to start with. I'm just panning around the ground at the moment, Yindi, and you can see the Bombers faithful. Just they're off to the left of screen, but it's a pretty strong contingent of Bull Sharks supporters within the ground too. We're only moments away as the captains just give their final little G up, Yindi, and geez, can't wait for this game to get started.
Oh, it's going to be it's certainly one that we've been just hanging for all weekend. They're basically starting at 0-0. We had the privilege of calling a grand final last week, the comparison up in the northern region, and the only time that those two teams met was a draw. Here, these two teams have met twice for a 9-point margin, so they're basically at a draw again, which I think is a testament to the competitive and quality football that we're able to see from the teams that finish up on the big day.
And two very experienced coaches in the coaching box as well. For the Bull Sharks, it's John Channell, and for the Bombers, it's Peter Young. And they'll be the ones to be able to pull the trigger today when the game is in the balance, and no doubt it's going to be in the balance right from the get-go. Ireland's in the ruck to start with for the Bull Sharks, and for the Bombers it looks like it is Nathan James who usually starts there for the Bombers. Yindi, just waiting for the 666, all the players just to get up. There's a bit of feeling in this one. It's a Gold Coast Derby in the grand final.
Oh, it's something we've been salivating for since last week. Many have lost sleep over it. and perfect conditions. I could not think of a better place to be here on a Sunday afternoon enjoying grand final football here on QAFL TV.
Players just jostle the final thumbs up from the men in green out there today. And we're underway in the QFA Division 2 South Grand Final as Burleigh are going to get the first touch of the yellow Sharon this afternoon. It's going to bobble around for a little while as they're able to get a wide release handball, and that was through Evans. And they're going to do their attacking on the other side now through Meany. Just sends it up. It's a one-on-one contest. The Bombers are going to come up with the football. They're able just to run through the half-back line, kick up. Just missing targets to start with, as we all know. The pressure's going to be right on from the start. Nice tackle applied there by the Bombers. A bit of a gang tackle, and we're going to have a stoppage on the left half forward flank for the Burleigh Bombers.
And just watching out in defence there for Bond, as we see a little bit of how you're doing, is the Mac Evans in the number 8 Guernsey. He's going to be playing a little bit loose as well. So we'll watch that one with great interest. In fact, a free kick for a holder will go to Bond University across half-back. So here's a chance for the Bull Sharks now through Holman, one of the players that Jeff mentioned pre-game is one to watch out for. Goes up to a contest. Alex Pearson brings it down to ground there for the Bombers. And we'll see a boundary throw and centre wing out of side.
Bit of feeling around it. It is one-on-one contest, so footy comes out. It's going to be a red hot. Bull Sharks do have one behind the football here, so setting up with a bit of an extra, as do the Bombers. So it's an extra out as that's going to come out of the stoppage. Just attacking the football then was Botrell. As football again through the Bombers, just going to go up towards centre half forward. It's going to bounce through, but nice little hands there from Dell. So Dell just goes short, lowers his eyes, just out towards Pengelly. Pengelly's just going to sweep it back though. They're going to try and link up. Here is my man in Holman. So Holman now is just going to wheel and go, puts it on that right boot. The wind's caught it, so it's turned into a bit of a helicopter floater and a nice intercept possession to the Bombers.
Bombers across left half back now. Big crowd gathered here today here at Surfers Paradise. As the Bull Sharks now across centre half back with a kick up to the corridor. Here's the loose man that Jeff was talking about now. Bringing in the other loose man for the Bull Sharks now as a foot race here. Jarrett Graham now, handballs over the top here as the Bombers now. Graham pulls the trigger. He sends it up towards the top of the goal square. Good spoil there from Will King. Boundary throw in left forward pocket. Neither side yet to score. 2 minutes and change here. First term grand final football here at Surfers Paradise.
Nice work by King not to engage in body contact and just had Howard to contend with. He was able to come up over the top with that defensive spoil as we're in the forward pocket now for the Bombers. Plenty of numbers around this contest. Front position then by Davidson. Footy's just floating around. Bull Sharks with the football. A little bit of time as they're able to clear that one now through centre half back. Just going to send it up the corridor, and that's where the Sharks like to do, or the Bull Sharks I should say, most of their attacking. Ground ball now. Players just run into each other. That was a rock and a hard place to be then. As the footy now centre half forward for the Burleigh Bombers. Trying to swoop on that one was the Bombers. But the Bull Sharks with the answers across half-back. There aren't a bit of desperate action here as it's a turnover. Bombers looking to go first on the board, but it's across the face for a minor, Chris, to open the scoring.
Yeah, Jordan Gilboy looking dangerous early for the Bombers. The club will be riding high after the reserves had an impressive 10-goal victory, 63-point victory over their Bond University counterparts, and Bond come into this game on the back of a 6-9 45 to 4-8 32 win over Carrara. As Jeff said though, it's the Bombers who have been in good goal scoring form as Bull Sharks try clear across the outer side, but the Bombers intervene. A kick will go up towards centre half forward, a little bit longer. Big fly from behind. Here's the loose man there for the Bull Sharks, taking through for a rush behind. That was Mac Evans, and the Bombers extend their lead to 2 points.
Oh no, turnover in the right spot. Matthew Ashton. I'm going to have a good old look at this right over his left shoulder. It's got the wind favouring that northerly, pushing left to right. Across your screens at home, wherever you might be watching this coverage, thanks to Dean Davis Production and AFL Queensland. So it's Matthew Ashton now. He'll need to kick this from just inside the paint. Right on the paint from 50. The left footer just puts it out wide. It's going to be across the face for another minor. So 3 behinds to open this afternoon's scoring.
And Matt Ashton, a very tall and agile type for a wingman. Has kicked 1 goal on the board this year. You could see that penetrating left foot causing plenty of headaches for opposition defenders as the ball clears across half-back there. Will King been in the thick of it early, up towards half-back. They've got some numbers there at ground level, but so do the Bombers now as they try and negate their way through half-back. The outer wing there, Jack Stones was involved in that passage of play there for the Bombers. Shoveled out now, looking for the intended target in Sam Verbeek. He tries to get a handball away. He's G-A-W-N, he's gone. And now the Bull Sharks take the advantage. A kick up towards half-forward now, looking for the intended target there in Jack Tilley. Dances on a dollar, handballs to a teammate rushing through, who sprints inside the forward 50. Right foot kick up towards the top of the square, and the last line of defence is a mark to the Bombers.
Back six of each team doing all the hard work at the moment as the Bombers are going to go inside and they've got plenty of numbers. They can run if they want to. Just going to slow it down. And that looks like James with the football. He's going to come out to the broadcast wing. It's going to go a little bit longer than there. Just at the feet, just able to swoop on that one then was true. And they're able to clean the football up, or clear it I should say, but the old foot in there at the right time. Going to take that mark, and he enjoys that one, old Mac Evans. So Evans now, broadcast wing of Sir Bruce Small Park as he goes up the corridor, but it's going to be intercepted again. And it's the big fella, James. James is going to open the game up, could be intercept, dangerous. Both players' eyes on the footy, says the umpire, play on. First to the ball is going to be Jay Meaney, but he's going to have to get rid of it, sort of trips over his own shoelaces. So Meaney handballs forward now, just looking for Tilley. Gets a little one forward more. But there's plenty of pressure on the ball carrier at the moment, Indy, as players around, just a bit of a show and go, puts it on the boot. It's going to be a little bit of a clean up, but bobbling around. Bull Sharks with an opportunity right in the pocket in front of the Old Faithful. Can he thread the needle? Across the face, and the boundary will beat them all there, Indy.
Yeah, boundary throw in the forward pocket. Even when that ball was being contested and being pursued inside their forward line, the Bull Sharks had actually pulled 4 players out of this contest. So it meant that if the ball was able to clear out, they were able to pump the ball straight back in. So they're already building that wall while play is actively happening as they've got an opportunity here. Bond University have yet to score so far, and we'll see a stoppage. So a few loose players already being pulled out there. Harrison Island on the 50 arc. One of the big players to watch out for. Did he have possession of the ball? No, he didn't. Free kick to the Bombers at basically the back pocket.
So Alexander Pearson now with that free kick. So Burley on their last line of defence. Just waiting for a few options. Everyone's sort of running away from him at the moment. It's going to come out to the broadcast side, and there's a few that open up. And it's a lovely little hit up there, and that's to Salter, the skipper. So Salter now with the football, just on the right half-back's going to go short. They're going to play a possession game. Just kicks it towards a Botterill. So Botterill now just going to slow things down. The old Burley faithful on the hill there. Up towards the broadcast wing, just out over the back. They've got a few numbers here now. Burley just going to wheel and go, put it under the arms, going to send it forward, and it's a lovely hit. Nice spoil there from the Bull Sharks. Football now, chaotic, inside forward 50. Bull Sharks swarm. The umpire says too high.
Yeah,
and it's a Burley free.
Bit unfortunate there on the contact as the Burley player went to ground there, drawing the high tackle. But good possession football, just chipping the ball around, slowing down, because what we're seeing from the Bull Sharks is they're transitioning really quickly. They want the fast game earlier on to try and tire out the Bombers. So for the Bombers to play slow tempo footy and then accelerate from half forward is a testament to being able to generate forward 50 opportunities.
So Bombers with an opportunity to open or kick the first major of this grand final. It's Lachlan Davidson from 45. He's going to put it out, and just a little bit too far out. And it doesn't come back, so we've got another minor, Indy, and I guess the Bomber radar is off at the moment.
What we're seeing already from the players too is that they're allowing for the breeze to pull the kick back through. So they are hanging out to the left and hoping that the breeze would kick in, bring the ball in. But unfortunately for them, the breeze has just stopped. As the ball comes out, James will be the player in the gun. He marks strongly now, plays on. Right foot kick out now. There's the ball sort of curling back. Ball hits the deck about 25 metres out from goal. Lovely tackle laid there by Jordan Gilboy. He picks up the ball now. Handballs to a teammate now. Swing around the left foot. That's better. Kai Bilsha, goal number 10. And that's the first goal of the 2021 Grand Final.
Just their ability to run in numbers then the Bombers, and Bishka Fisker got to the right spot then and was able to get on the end of a handball, and a nice little snap with a bit of pressure being applied as he did kick, and that's the first one. It's out to a game high 10 points now for the Bombers.
Absolutely. Full credit there to Jordan Gilboy there. He's a very good little forward pocket. Had the first scoring shot of the game, looking very dangerous, but we're also seeing he's very dangerous at ground level as well, because he can react that pressure when the ball hits the ground, as particularly in that instance there where it's kicked long, and he's able to set up his teammate there to get the full rewards. And we know set shot kicking is probably going to be a bit of a challenge today, so they're going to make the most of those opportunities when they go forward.
Definitely hitting the scoreboard, and radar finally on, and it comes from a loose ball get as the Rucks will resume their battle, and this time it was Ireland that was able to get first touch, but not to advantage, as football's just bobbling around now around the centre circle here at Sir Bruce Small Park, home of the Surfers Paradise Demons. It is the Burleigh Bombers taking on the Bond University Bull Sharks in the QFA Division 2 South Grand Final. Repeat stoppage here, Yindi.
Rucks contest again in the middle of the ground now, comes off hands, the Bombers again, just getting front position of the ball at the majority of contests so far. Trying to work his way out of traffic there was Peterson, as the ball is kicked up towards centre half forward, front position there. And the captain, Regan Salter, who, Jeff, is no stranger to kicking goals in 2021.
34 goals this year so far, looking to kick his 35th, and his Chargers will be hoping his radar's on, because they're making the most of this advantage with this strong wind, which is up towards 40 kilometre gusts at the moment.
Another thing with Salter as well is that he's spending time in the midfield, he's getting rested forward, so to have a leader of his ability being on the ground most of the time is outstanding. As Salter now pulls the trigger from just beyond the arc, it hangs out to the left and it stays left, minor score.
Out to 11 points. Burleigh doing all the scoring at the moment. Back pocket, Mitchell Dell for the Bull Sharks. So Dell, all his options are really cut off at the moment. Maybe, not the best looking there. This might just get it out and the chaos will do. There's a couple of Bull Sharks here that just need to communicate, and they do in the end. Bit of a swooping handball. Under pressure now because the Bombers are circling. The Bull Sharks up the broadcast wing. Bodies fly. Plenty of bodies up and about, but the Bombers ground level. Head over the footy, hard ball get. Handball's intercepted now. Bombers looking to go into attack once again. He's been busy, Boxer. Boxer's kick is smothered. Looking to link up once again, and it's the big fella Davidson. Davidson puts it on that right boot, just an up and under. I reckon the wind's going to get a hold of that, and it is. The old Gold Coast wind. And it's out in the full, so it's going to be a kick now to O'Larenshaw.
So O'Larenshaw there at half back. He'll look to switch it across the outer side. I think that's the better way to go, as they're able to shore themselves up and create a little bit more space. As Mack on the outer side. Mack, left foot kick. Kicks into the player closest to him there, but they've got that extra number around the contest now who lays the tackle. Bombers getting some numbers out there. Left foot or right foot kick back inside the forward 50, and James takes a mark, and he's no stranger to kicking goals either.
Geez, the big fella's been busy. Started in the ruck and he's just around the ground. I like the way that he moves, Chris. He's good at ground level, but he's also good over his head, as he just showed then.
22 goals on the board this year. The best attacking ruckman in the competition. But he also has that capacity to sit around at half forward, particularly with the kick-ins, just staying back further enough. And we're going to see a 50-metre penalty. So what's happened there is that the runner was inside the forward 50, therefore of Bond University, and now it'll see James casually kick the ball out to the beach. That's his 23rd for the year, and Burleigh have got another.
Costly. Hopefully this game doesn't come down to 6, because not what you want if you're the runner, especially if the one in pink. But anyway, it's out to a game high, 17 points now. And
to be honest, there really wasn't that much in that. There was only like a metre where he sort of just deviated inside the forward 50, but that's the letter of the law. And that's what we love about having the 3 umpire system out here, is that every umpire has got an idea of what's happening all the way across the ground. So, and I set James up, and now he'll, I think he's looking to rest himself a full forward, and we're going to see a change in the ruck there. Lockie Davidson, a forward pocket, has been moved into the ruck there for the Bombers.
Davidson into the ruck. Let's see what he can do. Both rucks just sort of collide mid-air, but it's going to go out of the back now. And it's Davidson just to get a long kick forward. It's a big old rooster. And could be an intercept, but there's a 3-on-1 at the moment. It's a ground ball, but the Bombers don't mind when it's on the ground. That's when they do their most damage. So the football now is going to be run out through the halfback flank. They're going to link up via hands. It's this second kick out of defence, which has troubled them so far, and it's going to go out. That might be the best result for the Bull Sharks.
As much as we want to see the play over here, being in the commentary team, the best passage to goal, best pathway to goal is actually on the other side, because we're seeing the breeze just cause lots of chaos when the ball's kicked in the air.
A spare player around this contest for the Bombers. The Bull Sharks one's just playing defensive at the moment, so Bombers with the numbers at this one. Nice tackle there as the Bull Sharks going to come up with, geez, they're under siege at the moment. They're going to try and link up once again with that gun shot style. They're going to go now through the corridor, just linking up with the football was Bacon. Skipper for the Bull Sharks, going to send it out towards the right half-forward flank. Just tries to put a little handball in front of himself, then was Renix. The umpire says holding, so Renix free. Right half-forward flank for the Bull Sharks. On that left boot, sends it inside, forward 50. Needs a fly, no crummers there. Bombers are able to rebound that attacking rate, and it's going to go out to the outer side, Yindy.
The ball on the outer side, dribbling out towards the boundary line there. Bacon, the player in the gun there for the Bull Sharks, curls the ball around the body. Fits his target there in Mitch Dowell. He can't quite hit the target there, but as we've mentioned before, as we see a boundary thrown on the outer side, Jeff, when we saw the Bull Sharks switch the ball and go out that way, they were able to push inside up towards half forward. The 3 or 4 times they've been inside the forward 50, they've done it going the outer side of the ground. What I'd be fascinating in seeing is to see whether the Bombers do the same in the next quarter.
I just want to see if the Bull Sharks can change their hand and foot ratio at the moment. I reckon they're just over handballing at the contest. Just get it on the boot and up at the moment, but it's all one-way traffic, it seems. It's a 17-point lead to the Bombers, and they're just outnumbering them at each contest is something that I'm picking up from sitting back in the broadcast area, and they've got the numbers around the contest. Even now they've got a couple out the back with their intercept possessions. They've got a spare one in their back 6, and it looks like the Bull Sharks are playing that extra as well, who's just going to sit in front of a couple of key forwards for Burleigh from this contest, Chris.
And I think it's just sort of a reactive play there from the Bull Sharks, anticipating that their midfielders won't win the ball out of the clearances. As the ball there at half forward there, we'll see another stoppage. And I think the Bombers actually benefit with having the loose man around there, because what we've already seen on countless occasions, as the Bull Sharks try to clear, they've got that extra man to pump the ball straight back in.
Inside forward 50 now for the Bombers, but the Bull Sharks are able to clear that one from the ruck contest, and geez, their pressure applied there, and Jacob Bottrell just a little bit too low, so it's going to be a free kick now to the Sharks. Just looking to Pingelli with the football. Is going to bring it back across to Bacon, the skipper. Wyatt Bacon now, leading his team well in season 2021. So Bacon's got a couple of targets, and he's going to come out wide now to Holman. Holman's been a little bit quiet compared to his standards. He's going to play on, and that's what they need, just someone to break the lines open. So going to send it up towards the true centre wing at the moment. Bull Sharks with the football. Just going to handball back out to Mac Evans. Evans sends it up towards the half forward. Lovely kick. Going to play on straight away. It's Tilly. Tilly just up to the top. They need someone to take a grab. Ground ball now. First to it. Can Renix get there? But nice defensive work applied by Braben. And now it's a 2-on-2. Bull Sharks just swoop. It's going to try and thread the needle. Top of the square. Lovely work, Bombers.
So what we've seen already here is one of the standout players already for Bond University is Tilly there across half forward. 4 of the 5 times that the ball has gone around the 50 arc, he's got his hands on the ball on those occasions. So they're tending to lead to him, well, they're relying on him to create those opportunities as the Bombers pump the ball long up towards the middle of the ground. That is cleared about 80 metres as Dell sits off the back. He tries to pump the ball inside the forward 50, which he does successfully. And there's that man again, Tilly. He plays on now, left foot kick, Mac Evans. He plays on his left foot. Probably thought otherwise it was the wrong decision to make, but he backs himself in and hits the target. Umpire calls play on now. The Bombers now, they're under siege in their defensive half. Verbeek there, Setties, right foot kick. It's inside the field of play, and they'll mark across half back.
Pinpoint. Nice grab there to Salter. Burleigh's skipper. He's going to send it long. They've got the numbers here. But nice contest applied then by Biscuit. Kicked a goal this afternoon so far. Pressure applied. red hot contest centre wing. They're just going to link up via hands. Here's Bacon, the skipper, going to handball out nice and wide. And that's out to True. True's just going to run, take a little bit of paddock. He's going to send it up long, coming at the football. It's nice work by Tilly. He's been lively in this first quarter. Sort of a bit of a show and go. Goes now with the football's Rannix. Sends it inside, forward 50, body work, 2 Bombers collide. And we're going to have a stoppage on the right half forward flank for Bond University.
I think things are just starting to balance out now. The Bull Sharks have got their groove, and the Bombers are aware of what they can do. Now the Bull Sharks, we're inside the last few minutes approaching time on. They've just got to be able to convert, get a score on the board here, preferably a goal. Lovely tackle, no prior opportunity, said the umpire. Handball squeezed out there. Looking for the intended target there in Ireland as the run of momentum pushes out towards the outer side. A boundary throw in just forward of the attack there for Bond University.
Looks like Wyatt Bacon, the skipper for Bond Uni, is just going to continue to sit out the back there, just so in case they get a quick kick.
Well, it's smart because he's able to call players back and direct traffic from there with players 30 or 40 metres ahead. So he's able to direct the next passage of play where he can put the defenders as the ball comes forward.
Maybe a shove in the back, but James is able to get that boot into the foot. He sends it up towards centre half foot, just over the back now. First to it's going to be Thomas. Up and under kick, probably went higher than it went further. As football now just creates a little bit of chaos. Bacon strong as just gets a little bit of a handball out wide. Intercept now. Biscar, umpire says free kick. And it should be Bond University's. It is. I thought so. So now with the football is Jay Meany. Just on their right half-back flank at the moment. We're in the shadows of quarter time. Not too long left now. Just season options going to be pinpointed to ears. It had to be. They're just going to slow at the moment just before they go. So now just straight up the line, just going to play straight football. The wind sort of took that one a little bit as it now just through the centre corridor. Bull Sharks again linking up by hand. It's sort of their way to go. Buckler now just links up with young Bland. Handballs forward to the contest. Going to put it inside forward 50, maybe a shove in the back. The umpire says play on. Burley come up with the goods. I think I send it towards centre half forward.
So big contest here, one for the Brave. They all fall down. The one that didn't stayed up and got possession of the ball as Gilboy pulls the trigger, kicks the ball up towards the top of the square. Great defensive work there, who's from Will King. That's, I think, the third time he's done that with an inside forward 50 from the opposition and cleared it out towards the boundary line.
Just superb ability to read the play by William King then. Just to get around his opponent, the old double spoil, I should say, double fish spoil. Once I spit it out, Indy.
Jake Lever-esque, I think, with that sort of defensive work too.
So forward 50 now. Bombers looking to extend their lead at 16 points at the moment. Just going to handball out, trying to get a boot there. The boundary will beat them all. And just unable to clear that one through was Boxer, who's been lively in this first quarter.
Yeah, he's not afraid to back down of a big contest. Ball inside the forward 50 for the Burleigh Bombers. The Rucks contests about 40 metres out from goal. And free kick too high, so the arms just come across the shoulder and the Bombers will have a shot at goal almost on the quarter time siren.
Just a little sloppy then by the Bull Sharks, and it is going to be Kai Biscar, who's already kicked one, Yindi, and he was a little bit closer with his last one, but gets an opportunity just to put it towards that left goal post, and hopefully that strong wind coming from the north will bring it back.
That'll probably suit his left foot kicking action as well, because he's able to get that sort of hook from left to right, which is quite natural with his ability. Although he kicks with the right foot, he kicked his first goal with his left, he's kicked his second goal with the right. He's ambidextrous, Jeffrey! Good goal!
God, Biscar just owning this first quarter. They've kicked 3 now. It's out to 22 points. Just snuck that one home.
I love a player, like he kicked the first goal of the game, left foot kick around the body. It's something spectacular. Then to be able to go back from 40 odd metres out and slot through the first set shot goal of the game is quite remarkable on the opposite foot. Those are the players that you want. Whichever position they're in, if they're ever stuck in a bad situation, you know that someone like him can do something good with the left or the right foot.
And he's probably a medium tall, and well, you probably classify him as a tall, and Demand's a key defender down there as well, so he's going to be a handful. At the moment with that matchup is Benjamin Holman, one of the more consistent Bull Sharks for the year so far, and Bishku will be very happy with his opening term. It's 8 scoring shots to 1 in this first quarter, Indy.
It's alarm bells are ringing now for the Bull Sharks. It's the contest. Heats up a little bit more. And free kick, holding the ball. It'll go to the Bombers. Can they get a late one, Jeff, just before quarter time?
So the Bull Sharks now with the football through Axel Moore. Siren beats them. And unfortunately, that kick will not count. And it's a 3-5-23 to just the one behind opening term. Our goal kickers, well, they all come from the Burleigh Bombers, don't they, Indy? And Nathan James has 1 goal, the big ruckman, and the key forward, I'm going to call him, Kai Bishka, with 2. But it's as we said, it's a 22-point lead. It's quarter time of the QFA Division 2 South Grand Final here at Sir Bruce Small Park. We'll be back after this short break.